G'day guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wildkard. Thank you for being here and watching my content. I really do appreciate it. It's 4:30 in the morning when I'm recording this. I stayed up all night preparing for this video and waiting for the team to be announced. And I was really curious as to what Wales is going to bring and how the All Blacks are going to line up. There were some injury rumors for a lot of the key players for the Welsh team. It looked like a lot of them are going to be okay. Some players are missing, like Dan Biggar is missing. But I think the Welsh lineup is pretty decent. On the other hand, the All Blacks, I am genuinely concerned for the All Blacks going into this test match. Their performance last week against Japan hasn't been good. They have made 11 changes in the team, but I am a little bit baffled by some of the decisions that Foster has made. And we're gonna have a close look at the lineup a little bit later. First up, let's have a look at some of the news going into this test match. Obviously, it's been 7 decades since Wales has beaten the All Blacks. The two team goes all the way back to the original All Blacks tour. The original All Blacks that set foot in Europe to play rugby in 1905. And believe it or not, in that tour, the All Blacks beat every team on tour except Wales. They lost to Wales in the inaugural All Blacks team 3-0. And obviously that was a game with no controversies except for the referee, apparently. And there was referee controversies ever since the first All Blacks, original All Blacks tour. But yeah, that was over 100 years ago. And in recent times, the All Blacks has been absolutely dominant. Wales just has not been able to taken any wing over the All Blacks. Last year, I thought that was probably the best performance by Beauden Barrett, or the All Blacks beating Wales 54 points to 16. That was also, the Wales also had a lot of injuries last year. They basically had like a second tier team on the field. This year the team is a lot better than last year, but still Wales has a few injury spots that is still plaguing the team. So this is a situation where if we look at the results of recent performances for Welsh team, it's actually really concerning for the All Blacks fans. And I will have to admit that I am going to support the All Blacks this test match. I am really concerned because Wales is one of the teams that plays really good with the back against the wall. And Wales, the last test Wales played at home, they lost to Italy at home in Six Nations. Yes, this was quite a national embarrassment for the team, and they are, and this is the first test back since for them at home. They played July internationals against the Springboks, and they actually, for the first time in the history, was able to upset the Springboks in South Africa for the first time ever by 1 point. And this was largely to do with Gareth Anscombe really, coming off the bench and delivered something that Dan Biggar couldn't do to set Wales up for a try to win the game for over 60 minutes or so. So Anscombe is going to be the starting number 10. Is he going to be able to bring that difference for Wales as he did against the Springboks? We have to see. But I am concerned for Welsh for this game. And for the All Blacks, I think everybody knows the All Blacks has been really poor this year. There's no better way to put it. Absolutely poor. They lost for the first time to Ireland at home, and for the first time ever, a test series to Ireland at home. To lose 2 games at home back to back is something that's unprecedented in the All Blacks history. And then they went on to lose a game to Springboks and winning another one, an impressive one, no less, at Ellis Park against the Springboks. And then losing for the first time ever, once again, against Argentina at home. This was an absolute national embarrassment. This was probably the darkest day like in the history of the All Blacks. This probably would have been worse than losing to Ireland, because the Irish team were the favourites to some extent due to the world rankings. Lose to Argentina. Michael Cheika's Argentina at home was quite the national embarrassment that was. They went on to bounce back quite nicely, beating the Pumas convincingly and beating the Wallabies in back-to-back tests. In the last test at Eden Park, I thought the Wallabies really played poorly, which made the All Blacks look a lot better at Eden Park in the last test. But I did think that was largely because the Wallabies was extremely poor. Like amateur high school levels of drop ball errors all game. And which led to the All Blacks playing Japan last week. Again, not the most convincing win. Japan made a massive comeback against the All Blacks, looking like they could have potentially stolen the game before the All Blacks, ended the game with a penalty. Really just getting a penalty to make the scoreboard look a bit more, instead of having a 4 points win, they opted for a penalty to make it a 7 points win. In fact, if this was the old All Blacks under Richie McCaw, they would have gone for the try instead of taking the 3-point penalty to pad out the score to look a little bit better than it was. The Richie McCaw team would have gone for the try and really put a statement at the end there if this was the finish that was going to happen. But yeah, the players really showed they didn't even have the heart to go for the try. Happy to just pad out the scoreboard, made it look a little bit better with 3-pointer, extended that lead from a 4-point to 7-point to end the game. Not the best puttings, and really showed a mental change for the All Blacks team, which was more concerning. They no longer had that will and determination to put on a strong finish. They happened to just finish with a win. With that being said, Cardiff is going to be 14 degrees on Saturday. Bit of rain. It's going to be a roof. The roof will be closed, so that's not going to affect the field too much. Maybe a bit, bit moisture, but it's not going to be slippery, too slippery for the game. So let's have a look at the lineup. Like I mentioned beforehand, I am very concerned for this All Blacks team. This could be the game where Wales beat the All Blacks. So let's have a look at lineup. The Wales lineup, pretty solid lineup, pretty, I guess, a steady line, a pretty steady lineup for the Welsh team. Gareth Thomas comes in number 1. Ken Owens, the veteran Lions player, comes in number 2. And Thomas Francis, number 3. I'm a little bit surprised. Thomas Francis has some pretty severe concussion issues in recent times. I'm surprised that he hasn't retired, to be honest, just for his health's sake. But he is here, tracking along, bringing that experience, bringing that scrummaging for the Welsh team at number 3 position. And here's what really concerns me. First red flag already showed in the All Blacks lineup. Ethan de Groot gets called back to the team, despite I thought he probably should have played last week because he does need more game time. He's not by any means a veteran, 10 test caps, and is by any means a said and done, locked in number 1 for the All Blacks. So he was completely left out of the team last week. I was really surprised. Despite his dominance that he showed in recent times against the Wallabies, he finally gets back in the starting squad, number 1 jersey. And then next to him, Cody Taylor. Yeah, last week Cody Taylor was called late into the squad because Dan Coles had an injury during warm-up. Didn't have the best running. Cody Taylor hasn't had the best performance throughout the season. He was horrendous in that loss against Argentina at Christchurch. So he gets a starting position number 2. I'm really surprised. I thought Somasani Takiaho for sure, hands down, deserved the number 2 jersey. He is absolutely devastating, absolutely powerhouse at the breakdown, at the line out, at the scrummaging. Everything he does is just leaps and bounds better than Cody Taylor. He deserves 60 minutes, 70 minutes on the field, 65 minutes, 60 minutes at least on the field instead of 20 minutes for coming off the bench. I am very, very baffled, to say the least, by the decision putting Cody Taylor ahead of Somasani Takiaho in the number 2 jersey. Almost disrespectful to the Welsh, in my opinion. And yeah, we shall see. Cody Taylor's line-out throws has been horrendous. I expect to see Adam Beard stealing a bunch of lineouts from the All Blacks. I will put money on that. Something that's almost guaranteed going to happen this game. Terrell Lomax has been, again, very good for the All Blacks, a tight head position. Very dominant scrummaging as well. It's really good to see him at number 3. So this will be a really good test to see for the Welsh front rowers, to see if they can handle Terrell Lomax and Ethan de Groot in that tight head and loose head combination. But Cody Taylor, I don't know what to say. In the locking positions, Will Rowlands and Adam Beard has been pretty much consistently for the Welsh in recent times now, since Alan Wynne-Jones has been moved to the bench. So Will, and especially after coming back from injury, Alan Wynne-Jones has been pretty much been steady on the bench. So Will Rowlands getting a lot of the game time, a lot of the experience at number 4, and Adam Beard has fully developed and grown into Alan Wynne-Jones' position at number 5. He is absolutely tremendous for Wales. Really, really good lineouts. And I think he might be the captain this game as well, because Bigger is out. I actually didn't check who the captain is. Let me know who the captain is for this game. But Adam Beard has been bringing that leadership quality as well to the Welsh 4-pack. Very, very impressive guy. And I have no doubt he's going to give a lot of trouble for Cody Taylor in the line-out department. For the All Blacks, Sammy Whitelock gets the captaincy over the injured Sam Cane. Sam Whitelock is the veteran in the team, 141 test caps. And Sammy Whitelock, he has been inconsistent again in the season. He has been on and off. Sometimes he looks absolutely brilliant, world class, and sometimes he's just not that yet. Hopefully with the captaincy on his back, he's going to be more consistent, but we'll have to wait and see. Besides him is Scotty Barrett. I think the number 5 jersey is the most suitable jersey for Scotty Barrett. Fozzie has at times put him at number 6, which he's been good and bad in number 6 position. I do think that Scotty Barrett is much, much better than number 5. He likes to play that tight space around the rocks as a lock, and he does really good in the maul defense as a lock as well. Just put him in a tighter spot around the rocks on the field is really, really plays into his advantage as well. And Scotty Barrett is, again, I think that he has a mongrel in him where things gets tough. He puts into that extra bit of gear. So Scotty Barrett, I'm really happy to see him back in the team. Add the number 5 jersey especially. So that's a big tick for me. Justin Tipperick gets back at number 6 for Wales. I think he was injured for a very long time. He's back at the blindside flanker position. Shannon Frizzell gets another run at number 6 jersey. Obviously, Sam Cane has been injured. So Frizzell gets a number 6 jersey, and he has been quite good for the All Blacks ever since taking over number 6. Because Scotty Barrett was, number 6 for a while before he had to go. He had to go I think he had some family issues or something. He had to leave for a bit. But anyway, so Shannon Frizzell will be great at number 6 for the All Blacks. Number 7, Tommy Raphael for the Wales, and Dalton Papali'i gets number 7 jersey once again for the All Blacks. I thought Papali'i actually developed, was a bit rusty at the start of the season. He got much better in few recent games for the All Blacks. Talapai Falatau. How to say his first name? I know he's Falatau. Anyway, I'm just calling him Falatau. Talapai Falatau, right? Yeah. Falatau comes back at number 8 for the Wales. He's also been injured for a while. He came back, I think, in 6 Nations this year. Delivered a lot of that size that the Welsh is looking for in that 4-pack, and also as an additional runner for the back line. He has been quite good for that as well. Adi Xavier returns for the All Blacks after having some, I think he had a new child or something. Again, he's being away. So again, a lot of the inconsistency of the All Black team, players being away, players taking breaks in and out of teams. Adi Xavier returns. Adi Xavier hasn't played for the All Blacks. If I haven't played in any rugby, so that is also a thing you're going to consider here. He hasn't played any rugby for almost 2 months now, whereas the Welsh players has been playing club rugby. So even though they haven't played international rugby, they haven't been playing club rugby. So players like Adi Xavier, Scotty Barrett, and even to some extent Ethan de Groot. I think Scotty Barrett 2 months for sure. Adi Xavier, yeah, he missed out some of the Blues of the Cup again as well. So Scotty Barrett and Adi Xavier both hadn't played for 2 months, and Ethan de Groot did play in the Bulletin Cup, but yeah, All Blacks team has had a bit of break. So it's, yeah, some of the key players had even longer breaks than others, so I'm really concerned about that as well. So Scotty and Adesavia, I don't know how that rust is gonna play in after not playing rugby at all for 2 months. Yeah, so I'm a little bit concerned. I felt like both. I mean, Scotty Barrett obviously couldn't play last week, but I felt like Adesavia should have played last week against Japan. And then in the back line, Tomo Williams comes in at number 9, and Aaron Smith at number 9 for the All Blacks. Aaron Smith was on the bench last week, so he did get some game time. Tomo Williams and Aaron Smith pretty similar in style. I think Tomo Williams a little bit better. He likes to hang up, not better, but he is a little bit better as a support runner on the wing. He likes to like set up some place near the sideline a little bit, almost as a playmaker in the short side. So it's interesting to see how that's going to go this game. Again, number 10, this is the biggest, most important matchup on the field. As always, Gareth Anscombe is absolutely much, much better than he was last year. Last year, he got absolutely dominated, destroyed by Beauden Barrett. He sort of intercept past the Beauden and just completely outclassed last year. But that's because he was injured for like 2 or 3 years or something with leg injury, and he only returned like literally first international test match was against the All Blacks last year. So this will be a completely different Gareth Anscombe than he was last year, and he has been much better. Than he was last year. His performance, like I said, against the Springboks, he came off the bench in the second test. Did set up Wales for a try, did in 10 minutes what Dan Biggar could not do for 65 minutes. He came off the bench the last 15, maybe 20 minutes, and immediately set up Wales for a try and won the game for the first time ever over the Springboks in South Africa. So yeah, Gareth Anscombe also have a dead-eye boot. Anywhere within your 50, he can slot that comfortably, just like Biggar. And he is very dangerous. And I think, based on the performance from Richie Mo'unga last week, I don't think Richie Mo'unga can match him. I'm not going to lie. I think that Anscombe is the better 10 on the field for the day. Let me know your thoughts. I do think, Anscombe has been, I think he's very, I think he's the better 10 on the field. So Richie Mo'unga, again, despite losing to Argentina at home as the starting 10, he's continued to be favored as the 10 by Fozzie. He has been improving. The results has been getting better. Again, the All Blacks has been winning, but I do feel like the All Blacks' performance against Wallabies in that second test was really because the Wallabies was really poor, not because the All Blacks played extremely well. Last week, Richie Mo'unga's performance was really bad. His kicking game was just all over the place. The attacking was really stale, really predictable, and he's gonna have to put in a lot better shift than had to be putting up a shift that we haven't really seen this year to really match Gareth Anscombe on the field on the weekend. That's really, really frank. The games that the All Blacks has won, you might think are impressive, and actually not that impressive. Like the game against the Wallabies at Eden Park is actually not that impressive. Whereas the games that the All Blacks struggled, Richie Mo'unga really did struggle. I'm actually surprised that they didn't put Beauden Barrett at 10 again. I'm actually really, really disappointed Beauden Barrett's not at 10, because Beauden Barrett has consistently been the better 10 in New Zealand over Richie Mo'unga, and Beauden Barrett really didn't give that opportunity to play the 10. And and Fozzie, I don't know why, consistently favors Richie Mo'unga despite, in my opinion, piss poor performances. So let me know your thoughts. I think this could be an area that the All Blacks could get completely dominated, and we shall see. So Rio Dyer is a debutant for the Welsh at number 11. Caleb Clark, the powerhouse, as always, comes in at 11 for the All Blacks. The power game, the running game, really, really important for the All Blacks. Nick Tompkins is an absolute workhorse for the Welsh in the centre position. He makes all the tackles and he makes all the plays. He runs hard. I'm actually quite impressed by this guy, despite that, knockdown try, knock back against the Wallabies last year. I am actually very impressed with this guy's work rate and the skills that he possesses. So yeah, I think Tompkins is a really, really good player, number 12. And again, here's another thing. I don't get it. Jordie Barrett at 12. Like I said, he did play really well against the Wallabies at 12, but that's because the Wallabies were literally schoolboys playing at schoolboy levels. They were horrendous. Embarrassingly bad. Like, the Wallabies were just dropping the ball left and right, like amateur hours, right? So Jordie Barrett played 12 in that game due to injuries. And for some reason, Fonzie thinks, hey, let's put Jordie Barrett at 12, despite that Jordie Barrett's performance in Super Rugby at a 12 hasn't really been that great. So that one game where seemingly he has been good was largely attributed to the Wallabies being poor. Hell, I don't know why he's at 12 when David Havili, a perfectly good 12, Super Rugby winning, championship winning number 12, is on the bench. I really don't know why Foster thinks, I don't know. You tell me why a Super Rugby winning number 12 is not getting a start over Jordie Barrett, who plays... I don't know. I know Jordie Barrett has expressed interest. He wants to play 12. He's really not ready. Not ready yet. And he has the talent, but I'm honestly baffled. I don't know. I don't know how... Yeah. The fact that Tompkins will make more tackles than Jordie Barrett will probably get a turnover at the breakdown. And Jordie Barrett would not get any turnovers at the breakdown. I think Tompkins will be the better 12 on the field. Believe it or not. And let me know your thoughts. So George North also returns to Wales. Really big return. The big man announced the center position. This will be a great matchup against Riku Ioane. This will be a great test for Riku Ioane. Riku Ioane, again, has some really, really brilliant performance against Argentina, where he looked like an absolute, he looked like Conrad Smith reborn. I was super impressed. But then after that game, he hasn't really delivered anything to that level of attacking rugby that we saw against Argentina. So we have to see if he's going to be able to exploit that talent and show off that speed against George North, who is an absolute veteran and a powerhouse of the Welsh in the outside centre position. Yeah. Number 14, Louis Zammit up against Several Reece. Reece Zammit, I think, has a bit of a speed advantage. He's absolute, they call him Reece Lightning. He is so fast and so agile, and he has that, individual spark where he's able to spot space behind, kick through, chase, and try. So I think he is a little bit better than Several Reece in that regards. But Several Reece is not too bad as attacking. He has really good footwork as well, number 14. I do think that, Reece Zammit is still young. The maturity will be a very important factor for him. His defense has been criticized in the past. He's not very good at tackling, but hopefully he's improved in this test match. That's going to be important for him to work on. And finally, at number 15, Lee Halfpenny returns for Wales. He is so good. Lions player, and he has been injured for a very long time, and it's very good to see him back. He could also be a goal kicker as well, a long-range goal kicker, but I do think Anscombe is probably going to do the kicking. And Lee Halfpenny returns at number 15. I can't wait to see him match up against the best player in New Zealand, Beauden Barrett, is put into 15 again. Yeah, I don't think Beauden has expressed publicly he wants to play 10. He's worked really hard in the last couple of years to be 10. And as the World Cup is approaching, once again, his dream is to go to the World Cup as the 10. It looks like his dream of being 10 is going to get snuffed once again. Because This is what I understand, right? So Jordie Barrett says he wants to play center. He gets put in the center despite lackluster performances. Rieko Ioane wants to play center. He gets put in the center despite, lackluster performances for a very long time. And Beauden Barrett says he wants to play 10 and consistently performed for the Blues and consistently showed improvements, consistently showed just absolute spectacular, just consistently delivered at the 10 position, yet he constantly gets shuffled off to play 15, to be second fiddles to Richie Mo'unga, who hasn't been performing. I genuinely don't understand how Foster came into these conclusions. Why is Jordie Barrett at 12 when he could play 15? Why is Beauden's wish of playing 10 when he has consistently been performing at 10 not being granted? I don't know. I'm baffled by these selections. Let's look at the back line. Let's finish this quickly. Ryan Elias 16. Nicky Smith comes back at 17. Dylan Lewis, number 18 for the Welsh. Front rows, Somasani Takiaho gets the reserve number 16. Ofa Tuanga-Fasi gets number 17. And Fletcher Newell, the youngster, gets number 18. And he hasn't played for quite a long while. I saw one of the guys haven't played for 2 months. Tuanga-Fasi returned last week. Number 19, Alan Wynne-Jones, 37 years young, 153 test cap, the most cap player in the world. Tupava'ai gets number 19 jersey. Chris Schwinzer, I don't know. Twinser? Shin Anza, I don't know how to say his last name. He comes in for number 20 for Wales. Akira Ioane gets number 20 jersey. Again, Akira has been out for a while. I think he may play. Wallabies didn't play last week. I thought he probably should play last week. Comes to 20. Number 21, Kieran Hardy for Wales. Brad Weber, again, he hasn't played since what? Did he play again in the Bledisloe Cup? I don't know. He hasn't played for a while as well. Comes in number 21. I think he did play again. I think he played in the Bledisloe Cup though. He didn't play last week. Reece Priestland returns for Wales at number 22, the veteran. David Havili, like I said, a perfectly good center, has done quite well. Great kicking game, improved on the kicking game. Gets on the bench. Owen Watkins gets number 23 for Wales, whilst Anton Lennon-Brown, another center. So All Blacks has 2 center covers. Anton Lennon-Brown gets number 23 jersey as he's recovered from an injury. I don't know. I think the All Blacks should lose this one just because of the stupidity of the selections. I think Wales will win this. I think Wales will win this by 3. 25 points to 22. It's just like the baffling decisions. I'm just really disappointed that Beauden is not at 10. I want and I'm disappointed as well why Somasani Takiaho is not a hooker. And Richie Mo'unga, I don't know what is about him. He's been pretty poor for the All Blacks. He just gets opportunities at 10, opportunities at 10. Beauden Barrett just never going to get a shot at 10. Everybody else gets a wish. Jordie Barrett can get his wish at 12, despite, having one game against a Tier 2 nation at Eden Park. Suddenly he's the best number 12, despite David Havili doing so well for the All Blacks, improving at every game, done so well for the Crusaders. He gets it on the bench. He doesn't get a 12 shot at 12, right? Just unbelievable selections here. I'm baffled. I'm really, really, really just, I really hope Wales puts this one, and I think Wales will win this one because Wales, they are really pride in their rugby, especially at home. I think after losing to Italy, Wales will come out swinging. And I think Wales win this one by 3. 25 points to 22. Let me know your thoughts and predictions. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you guys on the weekend for the inevitable after-match rant for the All Blacks losing to Wales. I'll see you then. Have a good one. Cheers.